Why can't we be citizens? Amendments. These things, amendments, are laws passed by these guys in Congress that we vote for. But that'll be later on. The 13th Amendment helped our butt not become anybody else's personal property or their slaves. The 14th also states that if your mom pops you out in the United States, you are an American. But this wasn't always the case. For a fellow, Dred Scott, an African American, who tried to sue for his freedom, his whole world was set upside down when the Cool roared. He was property, and therefore his lawsuit was not legal. Even after African Americans were set free, cases like Plessy versus Ferguson happened where courts ruled separate public facilities would be separate but equal. But they weren't. But things did start to turn in the 60s, when Brown versus the Board of Education made it to the Supreme Court, where the courts ruled things were separate, but they were not equal. This also led its way to the Civil Rights Act of 1964. How do you become a citizen, you ask? Well, you're either born a citizen of the United States, or you can also be naturalized into the United States. But as a U.S. citizen, you have many rights and responsibilities. Some rights are freedom to express yourself, freedom to worship as you wish, rights to prompt, rights to apply for federal employment, acquiring U.S. citizenship, rights to run for elected office, freedom to pursue life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Some responsibilities: support and defend the Constitution, stay informed of the issues affecting your community, participate in democratic progress, respect and obey federal, state, and local laws, participate in local communities, respect the right belief of opinions of others, serve on a jury when called upon, defend the country if need should arise. As a U.S. citizen, you have a lot of benefits, like you have the right to vote. You're also able to run for public office, be eligible for federal employment or benefits. Also, you can travel abroad for long periods of time, and you can't be deported. How to become actively involved. Signing a petition shows that you want to make a change in your community and are willing to waste your time for it to be a change. Another way to become active is writing a letter to an elected official which shows your determination to get something changed in your community. The voting process includes amendments like the 15th, which tells us that anybody born in the U.S. as a citizen can vote. The 17th Amendment tells us about popular elections by the people. Also, the 19th Amendment allows women the right to vote. The 24th Amendment prohibits any polls to tax the election at federal offices. The 26th Amendment prohibits U.S. government, state governments from using age, not allowing age be a factor who are at least 18. You ask yourself, what are the requirements for you to vote? Well, I'm gonna tell you. You have to be a U.S. citizen, 18 by election day, live at a current address, not have any convictions or gone to jail. You ask yourself, what are the requirements for you to vote? Well, I'm gonna tell you. You have to be a U.S. citizen, 18 by election day, live at a current address, not have any convictions or gone to jail. Voting is important because you can express your right as a citizen to choose who you want as your president. By making the voting process a little more easier, maybe the U.S. Congress may have a better voting turnout. Ask yourself, how can someone not be able to vote? Someone convicted of a felony are not eligible to vote while incarcerated or on parole. My immigrant story is about my personal grandpa, Severino Martinez. He is now 57 years old. He came from Mexico in 1985 to the U.S. He did cross the border illegally, but he was covered by Reagan's amnesty in 1986. He came here to look for a better life for him and his family, and the U.S. lived up to his expectations, and now he lives life a million times better.